1. So we will be discussing the chapter 4 section 2. Initially I did chapter 4 section 1 in a group session, but YouTube videos are just easier and everyone gets an access to them whenever they want, right? So here we're just going to dive right into it. So Jason spends $12 on 4 copybooks. What is the price of one copybook? Remember, what are they asking here? So they're saying that $12, they want to know the price of one copybook, okay? And 4 copybooks should be made into one copybook. So what is the main aspect here? Whenever you're dividing, right, the number that comes first, remember the division is done like this, right? Divide by 4. The number that gets first, that is the number that is being cut or given away. So it's being given away once, second time, third time, and 4 times. Why did I write here 4 ones? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why did I write 1 4 times? Because I'm dividing it by 4. This way I'll find out that how will that find out? What will be easy for us is that your one copybook, which was 4 copybooks initially, one copybook is equals to how many dollars? Like this you can understand that. So 12 divided by 4 is $3. Okay, that's it. Next is Philip. Philip reads 75 words in 30 seconds. Now remember, what are they asking for? Remember, connect it again. 75 words is how many words in 30 seconds? Remember, what did I teach you in the first question? Whenever you have 75 words, right? You want to make that how many? You want to cut that into 1 second, right? So you write seconds as the second number. Why? Because you want to 35, you want to distribute that 30 times, but in parts of 1. Okay? So if you want to cut that 75 into 30 parts of 1, 1, 1. And what are they asking for? 1 second. So 30 seconds, but change it into 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. What can you do? Just divide 75 by 30. You'll easily get that. So 75 divided by 30 is 2.5. The next thing is that whenever, keep in mind, how many seconds does it take Philip to read one word? Now, look at the statement, it changed. From 1 second, it changed to 1 word. So 1 word, what will we do? We'll be changing. So 75, now we want to, 1 second. We want to now 30 seconds. 1 second. 30 seconds will be divided into 75. 75 words, right? Because we want to find out how many 30 seconds is 1 word. 1 word. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 75 times. Then you will find out how much time, how many seconds does it take to read 1 word, because you will be converting that time into 1 word. You'll be showing us that 30 seconds, you'll be doing it. 30 seconds, how much does it take to read 1 word? How many seconds? 30 divided by 75 is 0.4. Now, Terry traveled 310 kilometers in 5 hours. What was his average rate in kilometers per hour? Okay, so 310 divided by 5, right? So kilometers per hour. That is something that is also indicated here, so it will be very easy for you. Because this division sign, usually what do we do? 310 divided by 5. Yes, I don't directly mean that division sign is for division, but you can understand it as an indicator, right? So 310 divided by 5. What came up? Kilometer. Units, that's why are very important. So kilometer up and hours at the bottom. So 310 divided by 5. 5 times 6, 6 goes up, 30 goes down. 0, 1, and then 0 at the bottom. So it becomes 5 times 2, 62. Let's 18 lollipops cost $12.60. What is the cost of 60 lollipops? So 18 lollipops cost $12.60. Again, your mind should be, now here there are 2 parts actually. So first of all, your mind should automatically think, okay, if one day your friend is going and he has bought 18 lollipops, right? And you ask him, okay, Ahmed, how much did you pay for those 18 lollipops? And he says $12.60. Now you have to figure out how much does 1 lollipop cost. So you can go and take money from your mom and buy 1 lollipop. So how will you do that? You'll take the 18 lollipops. Okay, you take the 18 lollipops and then divide that, just 1 second. So 1260, sorry, 1 second, 1260, divide that by 18. Now why is that? Because I want to divide that 1260, I want to find out how much one lollipop cost. So 1260 and 18 lollipops is at the bottom. So 1260 divided by 18. And then you have to cut it into parts, right? You want to cut the 1260, you want to find out how much one lollipop cost, right? So 1260 divided by 18, that's what you will get when you divide them. So 18 divided by 1260. 1260, so you put 0 point up, 0 point up, and then you multiply. Remember, 12 is a really small number. And whenever we're doing division, we also need to take the help of, whenever we do division, we also need to take the help of multiplication. So you know that 18, even when you start by 1, 18 times 1, that is equals to 18, right? So 18 times 1 is equals to 18. When 18 times 1, that means that there's no number in the multiplication of 18 that is going to give you a number that is close to or smaller as 12. So what do? You move the decimal point up. It becomes 1260, right? Now let's go 12 times 5. Let's try a bigger number, 12 times 5, to find out how to get closer to a number to 1260. 18 times 5. 0490. Nope, that's too small. Let's go a little bit larger. 12 times 70. Sorry, 7. 8 times 7, 6. 5 up. 7 plus 126. 7. 126. And then we subtracted 0. Then we put, we have to bring the 0 down. We know 18 times 0 is 0, right? We put the 0 up and then 0 here. 0.70, now let's write this again. 0.70 times, now that is the cost of one lollipop. Now Ahmed wants to buy 60 lollipops. He wants to buy it for his whole family for Eid. So what will he do? He'll multiply the one. Now keep that in mind. I always tell my students, why am I doing multiplication here? Rather than sitting down and adding 0.70, 0.70, 0.70 over and over again to find out how much 60 lollipops will cost. If you're adding a number over and over again, automatically you will multiply. But multiply by what? The number of times you're adding the number. Because you're buying 60 lollipops, you'll be adding 0.70 60 times. So instead of adding it 60 times because you want to buy 60 lollipops, you just multiply it. So 0.70 times 60 is 42. Let me show this to you as well here, 0.70. 0, 0, 0. 6 times 0, 0, 2, 4. 6 times 0, 0, 4. Now remember, whenever you want to put the decimal point, let me show it with black. There are two numbers after the decimal, 7 and 0. So two numbers after the decimal. Sorry. So there are two numbers. 60 has no decimal. So it has no numbers after the decimal. So you don't have to count anything. Now you add them. 4200. You put the decimal 1, 2 here, right here, 42. So $42 is 60. This is what can take a really long time to solve this. So the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. So what I do with my students is that I also sometimes give them extra questions so they can practice them at home and they can ask me as many questions as possible. What you can do is you can ask me, you can make up some questions by yourself. You can write the question in the comment and we can solve it together, or you can tell me where you're stuck. So how much does Geoff make per hour if he makes 53.40 for 6 hours of tutoring? Okay, now let's do this now. 53.40 divided by 6. Now why am I doing that? Because I want to convert the dollars into per hour. So if I do this, I'll be converting into 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. Remember, this will become very easy for you. It will be very quick for you to understand what number to divide by what. Remember grade 5. It's not always a must that you'll be dividing the bigger number by the smaller number. A lot of my students, they say this when they come from school, or the teachers, they get confused by this. That, oh, okay, it's a big number, I'll just divide by the small number. No. You have to understand which number, when to divide. Sometimes you also have to divide 6 by 53. When you want to find out, like this, you want to convert that 6 into parts. Okay? 53 by 40, sorry, one second. 53.40 divided by 6. What is that? 53.40 divided by 6. I'm going to convert the 53 1. So like 1 hour, right? So how many hours? 53.40 divide by, why are we dividing this by 6? So we can find out that 1 hour, how much does it cost? So 53.40, just you can do it on your paper as well really quickly and check the answer with me. Remember, if this explanation is too much for you, you can always listen to it on the speed of 1.5. I know I speak too quickly, but you can also do that. So 6 times 8, 48. Remember, the multiplication is really quick. You can always solve these really quickly. So this is 4, this is 13, 5 up, 0 up. You put the decimal point up. Remember, you cannot bring the 4 down unless you take this decimal point up. You bring the 4 down, 8 times 9, 8.9 per hour. Remember, keep in mind, here, 0. Okay, you can either put the 0 or not, because after the decimal point, the 0 is not of significance if it has no number after it. If 14 peaches are sold for $7, what is the unit price of a peach? So if 14 peaches are sold for $7, what is the unit price? What does unit price mean? It means 1. So 1, what is the price of 1 peach? Okay? So again, let's do that. We want to find out what is the price of 1 peach. What will we do now? 7, we want to find out what is the unit price. So we want to actually unit price, right, of a peach. So we want to convert that $7. We want to convert that $7 into 14 parts. So we can find the price of 1 peach, right? So divide this by 14. Remember here what I was telling you to be careful of. You cannot divide 14 by 7. That will be incorrect. Because what are you finding here? What is the unit price? The price of 1 peach, not peach and like many peaches and then the price of it. No. The unit price of 1 peach. So 7 divided by 14 gives you 0.5. Okay? So remember, what is the unit price of a peach? You're supposed to convert that dollars into parts of 14. So now what will happen? You'll find out how much 1 peach cost. Okay? How much 1 peach will cost. If you do it the other way, if you do 14 divided by 7, then it will flip it. You'll find out how much for 14, you'll be converting it into the number of dollars. Like how much $1, 1 peach cost. That will cause the confusion, will be incorrect. This will be 0.5. If Tanya can cover 10 cupcakes with frosting in 5 minutes, then her work rate is dash cupcakes in 1 minute. Okay, let's do that. If Tanya covers 10 cupcakes with frosting in 5 minutes, then her work rate is cupcakes in 1 minute. So what are they asking for here? Her work rate in number of cupcakes in 1 minute. So what are we doing here? Automatically in your head, after all this explanation, it should go off that you're supposed to divide 10 cupcakes into parts of 1 minute. Because remember the 5 minutes, we want to change that to 1 minute. How will we do that? We'll divide this by 5, right? How do we change this 5 into 1? 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will give you 2 cupcakes in 1 minute. Okay, let's move on to the last question for today. And what are we going to do? If the price of a t-shirt, just let me pause here, it's Azan, and then we'll continue. Okay, sorry, 1 second. Okay, now let's start with if the price of the 6 t-shirts is $12.60, then the price of 100 such t-shirts is $12.60 Okay, sorry, it was just Azan and I didn't want to speak when it was happening and it wasn't pausing. So what happens here is that whenever you have a question like this, so first of all, remember, keep in mind, always write the divisions, okay? I have told my students to always write the division on the side and instill it in their brains that always write the division so it becomes easy for you and quicker. And you make no mistake this way in the exams. So 6 times 2 is 12. So you put the 12 at the bottom. Now remember, you put 0 here. You can bring the 6 down. First you have to put the decimal point up. 6 down. Then you multiply that. 6 times 1 is 6, so 1 here. 6 will be here, is 0. Then you can also put the 0 down, and then 6 times 0 is 0, so 2.10 is what? $2.10 per t-shirt, right? So when we divide 12.60 by 6, what happened? You found out that one t-shirt, remember 111, you want to find one t-shirt first, right? So if you know that how much one t-shirt costs, then you can multiply the price of one t-shirt by the price 100. 100 t-shirts, right? So now you can directly find out it's 210. 210. Okay? There you go. We're done with this quiz. If you want to know any questions, if you have any questions, if you like to make your own questions and ask the questions in the comment section, I'm here. I'll paste my number, my email. If anyone wants private sessions, group sessions, you can always reach out. And I can understand because I'm a SABIS graduate myself. There's a lot of pressure from the school. The situation is a bit tense right now. So everyone stay safe, stay happy. Good luck for your exams.